What is up, everyone? So this is the Young and Faith Show. I'm glad to have Junior with me today. He's a mentor, public figure in my life, so I'm grateful to have you, Junior. How you doing today?
Awesome, man. I'm happy to be part of the experience, man. I love the process and everything that you've been doing. You know, like seeing a young person out there doing things that inspire. Puts like a sense of urgency on a guy like me. It's like, man, I don't got no excuses if it's somebody out there younger doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So definitely, I'm glad to be here, brother.
Appreciate you, man. Really appreciate you. So I know I asked you to come on here because I was like, yo, we need to have a sit-down conversation. Like, we need to, like, talk about some stuff that you got going on. So I know that you're a barber, father. You've been in the Army. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, man. So I guess I'll start at, like, the beginning, like, father part. So I had a kid very young. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a kid while I still was in high school.
Right.
And that was a complete life change for me, having a kid so young. You know, like, when you have a kid that young at your life and, like, when you don't even know how to be adult yourself, especially, like, I ain't had no money. I ain't have nothing. I wasn't set up to have no kid. I did have a good foundation and a good family, but I definitely wasn't set up to have no kid. So that changed the perspective in my life. Like, I was a basketball player. I love basketball. I thought I was actually going to do something with basketball. I was like, yo, I'm really good at this. You know, I'm going to go far. And then I had a kid.
Wow.
It was like, hoop dreams gone. Ain't no Kobe Bryant here, But what it did, it put me in, like, a sense of urgency as far as, like, I got to do something. I don't want to be that dad or that person just stuck at home, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to do something, you know what I'm saying? Right. So I was like, yo, I'm going to join the military. You know, I have family members that joined the military. My mother was in the Army. My uncle and my aunt was in the military. And that was something that I knew I was going to be able to do. Like, hey, they did it, I could do it. You know, what's so hard about the military? Yeah. So I decided to go, do the military test, like the ASVAB and stuff like that. I scored pretty well on it, and it was like a fast process. I went to go see, like, a local recruiter, and he was like, yeah, man, based on these scores, like, we could get you in pretty quick, like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know. And I believe it or not, I was actually supposed to join the Air Force.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't even supposed to go to the Army. I signed up for the Air Force first, but they put me on, like, some program called, like, delayed entry. And what the delayed entry is it's basically, it's like you signed up, but you might not go for a few months. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm not going to go for a few months. Like, in a few months, you might change your mind. Like, you might not want to go. Right, you might get involved with the wrong things, or you might even get put in a situation that's, like, good and you just don't want to go. So I was like, all right, whatever. And then next thing you know, like, I want to say, like, a week later, I went and hollered at, like, the Army guys, and I was like, yo, can you guys get me in, like, tomorrow? I'm already in, like, the delayed entry with the Air Force. And they was like, we actually can. So next thing you know, I was signing some documents. Next thing you know, he was like, yeah, we ship you. And he came back like a week later. He was like, yeah, you leave next week.
What?
And I was like, whoa, I ain't want to go that soon. you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But it is what it is. I went. It was a cool experience, I was a supply guy. It was a very cool experience. I was in an airborne infantry battalion, so that was kind of, like, different for me. Like, when you think about, like, the military itself, like, you got a guy like me, basketball player, like, even a person of color, like, people, like, of color really don't go airborne. We don't jump out no airplanes, you know what I'm saying? Like, people jumping out of airplanes. So it was a different experience for me. You meeting all these different type of people that were like, oh, man, love, protect, and serve, and I wasn't that guy.
Yeah.
Like,
you
I
never
was
picture
like,
yourself doing that.
Nah, I didn't think about joining the military and being Captain America. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was never my dream. It was like, yo, join the military, do what you got to do, get out. But when I actually got in there, it was kind of rough for me because I was more of like a rebellious type of person. I was like a person that didn't really like take orders well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I realized like I wasn't going to do too good in this if I didn't learn how to adapt. You know, like if I don't learn how to listen and take simple orders, like you're going to struggle. And that's something that I learned in like regular life. You know, like when you think about it, like just taking orders, everybody, no matter how like set up you are in your life, you could be the biggest boss on the planet. Every boss still has a boss. So it was like once I started looking at stuff like that, I actually started excelling. I started moving up in the military. Everybody started liking me as a person because I have a very, very positive attitude. Like, you don't like me, it's probably you. It ain't me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really do too much things wrong to people. I try not to.
Yeah.
You know, and if I do, I'm sorry. Like, let's make amends now. If you ever see this, if I did you dirty, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I definitely don't want to be portrayed as a person that does people dirty. But I have, you know, I'm not perfect, you know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to fix all that stuff now. You know, this is my opportunity to fix everything, so it is what it is.
That's amazing, man. I remember like we were talking, you got 4 kids, bro. You got 4 boys. So they actually look up to you, man, you know what I'm saying? And for you to go in the military early and just like experience all that shaped you to who you are today. I know a lot of people my age too as well, like we get into situations like, let's say like I have some friends that got pregnant or I got some friends that maybe got locked up or things like that. What can you say to those kids that just don't understand, they don't get it yet, and then like they were forced into situations that made them grow up early, you know what I mean? Like
growing up early is probably one of the most difficult things you could do as like a child that's not supposed to grow up early. The reason why I say that is it puts you in a sense of urgency far as pressure wise. Like there's things that you just have to already be good at, you know, like being a father or a parent, not even a father, just being a parent, because this goes both ways.
Right.
That's difficult, you know, especially when you don't got a great supporting cast from the get-go. Like if you didn't have a parent that was there, or you know, like that's big, right? Not having like a parent or a father figure or a role model in your life to tell you what's wrong or right. I just what I recommend for people that similar situations to mine, don't give up. Just keep going. You know, it's not gonna be the best road, you know, but sometimes like that road is the only road that you have. So it's better to drive on a road that you have than not drive at all. You know, like that's what people fail at. I think not driving, like your life is like a roller coaster. You know, you get on it, it goes through a few turns that you might not expect, you know, but then it goes straight, and then it goes up, and then it goes down, and then but it goes back up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we have those type of moments in our life as well, where things go down, things go up, there's turns. You know what I'm saying? So just don't give up. Be the best parent that you could be. Like, be that parent that you wanted your parents to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, go get that job that you always wanted to have. And as your kids grow up and watch you as a parent, I feel like they're going to learn a lot from you as a parent, because they see the push that you had and, like, just the progress and, like, the work ethic that you had. That rubs off on kids. That's what's lacks in our generation today. Bro. Nobody wants to work. Everybody wants the glory and the benefits from work, but they don't want to work. Like, people don't think they have to work to get it. Yeah. Like, everybody that's in their position had to do something. You know?
I see a lot of kids right now, like, they're making excuses. Like, I'm in this situation, and the truth is, you don't get to choose what route that you have. Like, you don't get to choose the lifestyle. You don't get to choose the parents you got. You just got to work what you got. Work with what you got. You know what I'm saying?
Make the best situation possible with whatever you have. And if, like, there's no such thing. I mean, there are exceptional, like, reasons. Like, I think every parent has the ability to be great. You know, because we put wrong, like, what is greatness? You know what I'm saying? What is it? Like, when you look at what's your definition of great? I guarantee if we ask 20 people their definition of great, it's all going to be different. But they'll all be along the same lines of something powerful. So it's like everybody has that opportunity, and regardless, financial or whatever, you do have the opportunity to make the best out of your situation at least.
Yeah, and I see that, like, you actually, after the military, you left and you started your own business, which is the barbershop. Can you speak about that? Like, well,
see, like, barbering, I was cutting hair in the military. I definitely was cutting, but I'm going to be straight up honest. I did not see it as a career path. Like, I did not say, like, yo, I'm getting out of the Army and I'm going to go cut hair. That was not it. I was like, I love cutting hair. I could see myself doing it. But for as a career, no, I never thought of it in that way. So it was like, all right, I'm going to get out. So I got out the military. I ain't have really nothing going for me after I got out. Like, nothing was like nothing. So I was like, all right, you got out the military. What are you going to do now? Are you going to sit there and just pout? You going to get in the corner? You going to look at yourself? Or are you going to take control of your life? So I decided to go to this barber school in North Carolina. This guy, Rodney Bullock, was the owner of the school, Altitude Academy. Amazing guy. I would say he's probably my first mentor. You know, like when you think of like the barbering aspect, like I went there. I mean, we clicked like instant. Like it was like we was best friends. You know, from day one, because he didn't treat me like, he treated me like a student, but he treated me like more like a brother, because he was like, oh, this guy, you know, has a little bit of sense to him. This guy, like, he ain't here to play no games. Like, none of that is what he's trying to do. So this guy has a mission. I'm going to help him get there. Wow. And on the way of that mission, like, if there's things that I can help him out with, I'm going to do that as well. So got my stuff. I was cutting hair in a barbershop in Greenville, North Carolina. Great guys. I was working with guys named Russ and Omar. Great guys. They put me in a position like where I kind of love barbering again, you know, but at the same time, I was like, working in North Carolina, I realized it's not what I wanted. Like, it was too slow for me. Yeah. Not like in a sense of slow at the barbershop. I mean slow lifestyle. Wow. You know, you
wanted something different.
I can't grow in a situation like that. Like I looked at where North Carolina was. Man, that's a retirement home. Like when I'm ready to retire, I'll come back here. You know what I'm saying? But like now, nah, I'm too young, man. Like the mindset of, like, when you live in a country or town, the mindset of the people is crazy sometimes too. Like, they don't think they can get out of those situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, they think their situation is what they just have to live with. And I don't want to be around people like that, because those type of people will stop you from your own dreams. So I reached out to the guy, the shop I own now. Like, I wasn't the owner of the shop, so I reached out to this guy named Mark Marrero, and you know, he gave me an opportunity. He believed in me. I moved from North Carolina here. You know what I'm saying? I was able to take a small opportunity and turn into a big opportunity, you know, like, especially with him selling the shop, because he was able to sell the shop to me or whatever. And it was like, bro, like, you selling this? Like, it's crazy, but all right, I ain't not going to take a good opportunity. That was my mindset. Like, I never wanted to be a barbershop owner. But I never said I ain't gonna take a great opportunity. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, the opportunity was there. I was like, yo, I gotta run with this. This is gonna be crazy. You know, so I did. And I owe that to my father, though. My father put me in a position to be able to buy this barbershop, because financially I didn't have all of the money to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I reached out to my dad. My dad was like kind of tough with it. You know, like, I don't know. Nobody's gonna sell you a barbershop that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was his mentality. Like, if he's selling you something, it's probably not what it is, you know, like, something ain't right. And I was like, nah, man, Mark wouldn't do that. Like, Mark's a good dude, you know what I'm saying? And I just believed, you know, and then my dad actually he came through. So we bought the barbershop within, like, I want to say, of him, Mark saying he wanted to sell it, I want to say like 3 to 4 weeks later, like, we cashed out, we bought the shop, you know, like, that was it. And then the rest was history. You know, like I work with a great group of guys. Like it's like a family. You know, like I mean, people come and go. Like the shops had a few changes and stuff, but everybody that was part of this place, no matter what, even good or bad, like even if you left on bad terms, you still part of the family.
Wow.
Like I might done things that I regret, like far as like being a business owner, but that's the beauty of being a business owner. You get to live and learn like by your mistake. Like if you make a mistake and you do it again, you didn't learn from it. But if you make a mistake and you actually learn from the mistake, bro, it was a great mistake. And my biggest like mistakes in like the business itself is just communication and transparency. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very difficult to communicate or be very transparent within your business when they know you as a friend first.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying?
Like you built that relationship.
Yeah, so you have a relationship as a friend, and then one day you just wake up, you're the owner. So like, but that relationship didn't change. You know what I'm saying? So that's a struggle right there within itself, but it's still a great experience, man. You know, like I wouldn't look back. Like if I could do it again, I still would do it. You know, I wouldn't say the experience was rough enough where I would be like, nah, I would never do this again. Would I open up another barbershop? No. But I would like this experience still was great. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy.
That's good. That's good. Like I know, I remember the first time I came here, like I was at another barbershop and I took my cap off, and I remember you first time looking at me, you're like, yo, who did your haircut? Like,
yeah, I remember.
Bro, like, I was bad. Like, and y'all hooked me up.
Yeah, I remember, man. It was like your joint was pushed back like crazy, and I was like, yo, who did this? You know, like, but it happens. You know, like, I don't even like to bash other businesses and other barbers because what benefit do you get from talking down on somebody?
Yeah, that's true.
Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll let you know as a client that it's not right. But I'll never talk down in a sense of like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not my philosophy. My thing is like I try to be transparent with everybody, but I do like to let people know when something's not right. Cause you'd be surprised. There's a lot of people that walk through those doors that don't even realize that they getting a bad haircut, like that they've been getting a bad haircut their whole life. You know, and you never. This is a philosophy I always say. You don't know how bad your haircut is until you get a good one. You know, like you don't know. Like you do not know that you have not been getting a bad haircut until you actually get a good haircut. And then you be like, yo, this look different. Wow. And it's this one, yo, this is different. The lines is different. Everything's sharp. Yeah. You know,
and you do it with passion. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what's different.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah, I know I can say this, like in middle school, even high school now, growing up, I remember there was times where I would go to another bar that my dad like preferred for me, and I did not like it. My tape was jacked up, you know what I'm saying? I had to go to school, get laughed at, and even on that side, I know there were times where I experienced, resentment or just not feeling enough, because I used to think a haircut is just a haircut, but the truth is a haircut, it affects everything, your social groups and everything like that, the way people perceive you. And what can you say to the kids that don't really have as much money for haircuts? Because haircuts are expensive. Let's talk, like haircuts could be like $20 every week or every 2 weeks. So what can we say to those kids that are probably struggling in that area?
See, that's difficult. Like, what can I say? Because you look at it like hair. See, it's a touchy subject for everything, especially with even in the barbering. Because like when you look at barbers, barbers want to do as much as they can for the community. You know, like especially far as pricing and stuff like that. But then when you look at too, like barbers do feel some type of way too when it comes to like every other job out there gets raises, but they don't. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, why should a haircut only be like $20 seems like a lot, but then when you think about it, there's way other things out there that cost more than $20 that don't last as long as a haircut. So is $20 really a lot? You know, like, yeah, it's a lot when you think about a mother that's got like 10 kids or whatever, that's got to get all their kids. But like is, to me, is $20 a lot for happiness? No. Is $20 a lot for making you look great? No. Is $20 a lot for making you feel like, yo, I'm on another level right now?
Yeah.
Those things right there, you can't put a price on. Like, what your happiness is means something different to you, and it means something different to somebody else. So pricing is very difficult, like, especially if you want the best haircut. Like, think about everything else in life. The best usually is not cheap. Like, it's not cheap. Like, there should be a middle ground or something. Like, I do think there should be a system in place, like, far as maybe barbers offer like a special on a day that they're slow. So you got to get your haircut on that day slow that you can't afford it. But far as like good service should be, like, barbers should definitely be rewarded for good service.
That's true.
Like, and every other profession gets rewarded, and that's a big thing in the barber community too, that barbers don't get rewarded for like their professionalism or like their customer service sometimes, or like just the little things. Like, people think barbers just cut hair. We do far more to cut hair. Like, I give confidence. Right. I'm a motivator. I talk to kids like they're my kids, not like I treat everybody in my chair with the same respect. Like, you give me respect, you getting 1,000% back. You treat me like crap, I'm not gonna treat you like crap, but I'm definitely gonna let you know, like, I don't really want you as a client. I ain't cut you. Like, you're not worth the $20. Like, your headache ain't worth it. Right. And I don't think it's worth it for anybody within this establishment. I would never stop somebody from getting the money, but we have a firm belief in here where we work is, don't treat somebody that's doing something good for you bad, because it makes no sense. It's like, why would you go to a restaurant and treat them bad? Like, they have your food.
Yeah, they're taking care of you. Like, they're blessing you.
Well, they're taking care of you, but they got your food.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what they about to do with it. So it's like, it's the same thing in the barbershop. Like, we have a big thing in here that drives us nuts. A client walks in, I want the best. Do you, like, all right, when you come in a barbershop and you say that, what it does to every barber in there, it turns them off. It's like, I don't want to cut him because this dude might be picky. This dude looks like he's going to look for the smallest thing wrong to make a complaint or whatever. Not all the time. Like, some people are genuinely like, they just want they think they want the best, but they don't know how to say it. Like, when you say that, like, do you ever walk in Wendy's or McDonald's or anything? I need the best burger maker here.
No, you don't ask that.
You don't ask that. You just ask for the number one.
That's it.
And they give you the number one. It's the same thing in here. Like, I get where you're coming from, like, because there's so many barbers that mess up haircuts. I get it, like, but it's just a turn off, dog. Like, when you ask one of us in here, like, yo, I need the best. Like, nobody wants to cut a guy like that, man.
You told me one time when you said, hey, if I'm not here, Gary, you can go to anybody else. I'll recommend you to anybody else in the shop, because you built that culture of where everybody's good in the shop. Like, no one's better than another. Maybe you have your own style. You have your own reputation, but everybody's good in the shop. Everybody gives good service. So
that's the difference. Like, here, I've been in a few shops, not just here, but like definitely here, everybody can give you a good haircut. Is it going to be the exact same haircut I give? No, because everybody has a different style. Right. But you're going to get a good haircut still. Like, that's just the life. You might get a better haircut in somebody else's chair. Who knows? I'm not like, that's the beauty of barbering. And that's the beauty of our culture here. Like, I don't look at it like, nobody in here is competition to me. Like, I don't look at competition with people that I work with. Like, these are my brothers. Like, it's a band of brothers. Like, there ain't no such thing as competition with the people that you work with. It shouldn't be. Now, it should be competitiveness, but not competition. There's a difference. Like, people think competition and competitiveness are the same. They're not. You don't have to be like, oh, this like wolf shark mentality with people that you should look at like your brothers. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that.
I believe there's too many people that are trying to get up on a certain level than their friends, and they're looking like, man, like I want to be different from them. I want to portray this image. But the truth is, I feel like you're saying it's about a group effort. It's about a group commitment. Like, yo, like we're in this together. We're in this to build this. You know what I mean? It's not about looking better than the other person, because at the end of the day, you know, you can look better, but what if, you know, you die the next day? What does all that mean? What did you leave behind? What legacy did you show to everybody, you know? So.
No, I completely agree.
Mm-hmm. So for social media, I know social media is very huge for people my age, kids, everybody's on there, TikToks, all that stuff. We can see that social media displays what a barber life looks like, or a haircut should look like. What can you comment on that everybody's seeing this image that's portrayed, and this is the reality of what's going on?
Well, like social media, I got a love-hate relationship with it. I think social media creates unrealistic approach to barbering. Like, it does share light to barbering. Like, it will show somebody in a city that you didn't know was there. Mm-hmm. Now, so you do have access to find like newer talent within your city. I even like a client that's looking for a good haircut. I think it's good in that aspect. But you got so many people and so many companies using barbers like platform to grow their own business.
Wow.
And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, but that just shows the mindset of how weak we are as a trade. You know, like everybody doesn't have that mindset of, you know, like where they could be something very powerful within their space. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's tricky, man. Like I like social media because I've gained so many more opportunities as far as networking. And I've gained so many opportunities as far as like meeting people in different states and stuff like that. But I hate it too because it gives like that new young kid that wants to become a barber. They think that we just sit there and twiddle our thumbs. Like we was just good overnight. Like, bro, like I used to be slow too one day. Wow. You know, like I just like you. I had to grind to get where I'm at. This wasn't like no overnight. I've been cutting 6 months and I'm booming. Nah, bro, I've been cutting for like 8 years, like 9 years. You know, and I'm pretty sure like barbers that been doing that can all relate. Nobody is booming from day one. You have to build that, and your reputation builds that, you know, handing out business cards. Social media is a great thing to gravitate and get new clients, but I don't care what nobody say. You can slap me, you can be like, yo, you tripping. Nothing is better than the old-fashioned handshake. You know what I'm saying? Like, handshakes outweigh any social media post because it's a relationship. It's a handshake. You walk up to somebody, you hold that hand and let them know, like, yo, I got you next time. Like, or you use the clients that you already have to bring you in new clients. You know, you offer like deals like, yo, you bring me a new client, bro, I'll give you $5 off your next haircut. You know what I'm saying? And most people are gonna listen. Like, if you brought in somebody, he would listen to you because that's your friend. Like, if I approached him in Walmart or wherever, he's gonna be guarded. You know, like his defense is gonna be put up. Like, nah, I'm good. My barber already laces me. But if you told him, like, bro, your barber be messing you up, you need to go holler at my barber, he's gonna take that in more because he trusts you as a friend. He don't know me. You know what I'm saying? Versus even if it's true or not. So social media is like, it's a gift and a curse. You know, like it is good. I have nothing against it, but it's fake, man. Like,
that's true.
People, there's a lot of barbers out there too that I used to be one of those guys. Like, I would look up to people like, yo, I'm a fan of this guy. And then when I sit there and compare my life to his, I'm crushing him in every category. Like, why am I looking up to somebody I'm doing better than? You know what I'm saying?
Because social media displayed something else, but the reality was different.
Exactly.
You feel me? Yeah.
So social media can give you that reality, like dudes is like really doing something great, but they ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
You know, like this dude living in his grandma's kitchen. Like he only got a bedroom. You know, like once you realize that, it's like, man, focus on you. Don't worry about nobody else. Tunnel vision, man. Like I said before, I treat everything like a hallway. You know, like a long hallway though. So you got opportunities to walk straight, or you got opportunities to go into the doors in between the hallways. Those will veer you off track. But if you stay straight and get to the end, man, you'll accomplish so much you don't even realize it. But those doors are distractions. Those doors might be that new jewelry that you want. Those doors might be, oh, I want a new car, but do you need a car? Bro. You know what I'm saying? Like those doors might be, hey, go to the club, but you know you need to be studying because you got a test coming up. You know, like those doors might be preventing you from signing that lease to your barber school. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a business now, it's like open up a barber school, like do something more positive. You know, so if you walk through the hallway and don't do nothing else, it's like what Halloween Horror Night. Yeah. You know, like that stuff could be scary if you pay attention to it. But if you just walk straight, not paying attention to it, chainsaw finna scare you if you ain't looking at it? You can't get scared if you don't see it. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you might get scared because they touching you, grabbing you, but you can't get scared what you don't see. And you can't get mad at what you don't know.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I see a lot of people right now, they trying to flex on the gram like, oh, I'm trying to get money, this and that. They put a few dollars out, whatever, take a picture, flick out, and the truth is, like, yo, that's not passion. Like, yeah, money it's a necessity that we all need, but what happened to the passion? Because people are trying to, they're looking up to, I'm not saying every celebrity or rapper is bad, I'm not saying that, but we're looking to people in higher positions thinking like, man, I want that, but you don't even know what it took for them to get to that place. We don't know what steps to take to find our passion. So for you said that, hey, I started from the low and I worked my way up to the top where I'm at right now. What did that look like for you through that process?
Man, that process was tough. You know, like it wasn't an easy road. Like anything that comes easy in your life is probably not going to be worth it, you know, long term when you think about it. Like if it's easy, it ain't gonna be satisfying. Like you'll get it, you'll get the results, you'll get the benefit, but you're not gonna be happy after everything's done because it wasn't satisfying. Like you didn't have to work to get there. Yeah. You know, like I put it in perspective. Like long lost Kobe Bryant. Like when he died, and then you get to start seeing like all the stuff that he did behind closed doors starts coming to light, and you don't get to see that stuff. Like the average person don't. Like if you was a Kobe fan, you probably seen some of it. Not all of it, but probably some of it. And when you look at his approach to basketball, it's like, man, this dude was willing to dedicate anything necessary to become what he was, you know? Kobe Bryant, man, he did so much. You know, and just that work ethic alone, if you apply that to your life in whatever area that you're trying to become better at, ain't nobody gonna stop you. Like there's no way you can be stopped. Like there's no way. You know, like he said one thing that really resonated with me. He said, if he practiced, like, cause he practiced like 3 times a day for like 3 hours. Yeah. 3 hours each. And I was like, bro, that's 6 hours a day training. Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So he said, man, if he did that for a year and then you practice for like 4 years, he still would be ahead of you. You know what I'm saying? With 1 year worth of work, cause you can't catch him because he just did everything that you did. He did it times. Like he multiplied it. Like so you won't. You still can't catch up. So I was like, golly, like I don't got no excuse. Like if I want to be good at something, ain't no excuse. If you really want to be good at something, sacrifice something to become great at what you're trying to become great at. If you're not willing to make a sacrifice, you really don't want to be great at it.
It's not everything we're holding. It's worth it. We think just because we're busy. I thought that because we think because we're busy or we have so much going on that we're progressing, and that's not the case.
No.
You could be spending your time anywhere and then losing your soul, losing your values and all these things. And I'm like, yo, like, I need to get my priorities in straight, and people need to get their priorities straight, because you can get to wherever you want in life, but if you're not willing to put that time into what is priority in your life and what's important, then you're never gonna get into that place, you know?
That's real. You couldn't have said it better than what I would have said. You got to put the time in.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be willing to lose some sleep.
Yeah.
You got to be willing to lose some free time. You got to be willing to not go out clubbing and doing all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be working on whatever it is that you're trying to get better at. You have to do that. It's necessary to become better in certain areas of your life. And the beauty of it, though, that I love, it ain't for everybody.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, being the best at something ain't for everybody.
Mm.
You just can't. You can't. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
like, and you can't expect everybody to want what you want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that I learned that the hard way. Like, you want so much better for everybody around you in your circle. Nipsey Hussle said it the best. Everybody can't go.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Never
Like,
go where you're going. That's how it is.
you know, like you're gonna lose some friends on the top.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're gonna lose some friends. Just the biggest thing that you could do is pay attention to your circle,
Mm-hmm.
but pay attention who ain't cheering when things is going right.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you got some sour apples in your circle. Pay attention
on.
to everybody who ain't cheering when things is moving right.
Right.
If they ain't cheering for you, they ain't for you.
Bro, I'm seeing now. I had so much people I knew in high school. I thought they were for me, even in middle school, transitioning to high school. I was like, yo, all my friends in middle school, they're going to be my friends until forever. Like, you know, in college, what? That's not the case.
Nah.
That's not the case. You literally leave high school with maybe two friends at least. Maybe if you want to correct that, but
Nah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like right now, to this day, I can't. I got a lot of people that I'm close to and I would talk to, but
Yeah.
friends, nah, I can't. Like, friend means I could call you at 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
and you getting me out of any situation.
Mm.
If you don't got that, that's not
not
it ain't a
friend.
friend. It's just a person that you could talk to.
Yeah.
You know, like friends it's different, man.
Mm.
Like you can't we get caught up sometimes in our life too, like, oh, that's my best friend, or this, that, whatever. That's not your best friend.
Nah.
Best friends mean they're around you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how I look at it. You know, like I people might say I'm wrong or whatever, but nah, it's just how I look at it. It's my view. You know, everybody's views are different.
How can you separate the real from the fake? I'm learning that now. My brother was like literally speaking to me earlier this week. He was like, yo, Gary, watch your circle, watch people that you put around you. And I had to take that to mind, because my personality is like, yo, I'm a loving person. I'm friendly. I love spending time with people. But at the same time, you got some people out there that will do you dirty. So how do you have that mindset to and that discernment of who's real and who's not, and who's for you and who's not?
That's a tough one, man, because sometimes you don't realize who's not for you until you get put in that situation and they not willing to grind for you, or they not willing to go as hard as you are for a certain situation.
Yeah.
You know, so in those instances, the way I approach it is I just keep my circle small.
Mm-hmm.
So I ain't gotta watch a lot of people, and I ain't gotta pay attention to a lot of different things going on that I can't control. You know, if you got 1,000 people around you, you'll never be able to feel who's not for you. You know, like anything that you're doing, if people ain't calling you, supporting you, like, they probably not for you. You know, like people that support you are gonna support it. You know, if they see you do something great and they don't, like, it's not about like showing love or like or whatever like that, but people that see people doing great things, they give them, you know, some type of recognition for it.
Of course.
Like, yo, I seen that, man. That was awesome, bro. Keep up the good work. You know,
Right.
like something simple like that. It don't even
Yeah.
have to be nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that goes to, like, I look at, like, with like family.
Mm-hmm.
sad, but this is the truest thing ever. Say I'm a barber. I cut hair. A family member walks in, and I charge him regular price. He gonna look at me crazy, like, bro, you charging me regular price? Man, you should be doing it for 10. Cool. But you tell him, nah, you do it for 10. No issue. But then he'll go to another dude because you couldn't get him. He'll pay him 35.
Wow.
And it's like, so you bargained with me, but you gave him the full price? Why wouldn't you want me to win? I'm your family. You know what I'm saying? Why would you want a stranger to win over your own family? That's just the reality of it. People don't support people like that. Like, prime example, people like, oh, Kim Kardashian or like a celebrity is coming out with a new product or whatever. Kim Kardashian sold in like all these fancy stores. Her cousin got her own lotion too. They don't buy nothing from their cousin, but they'll go buy all the Kim Kardashian stuff or whatever. It's like, why not support your cousin?
So you supporting people that are already up there, but you won't support people that was already
you supporting people that's up there, and you supporting people that don't care about you.
Come on, yeah, that's true.
Come on, like your cousin do care about you. Like your cousin gonna be at your funeral. Like if something happened, vice versa. So it's like we are so backwards when it comes to like what we doing, man. Like I call it the picky and choosy phase of our lives. You know what I'm saying? Like we do our own family members or even loved ones or even brothers or like just friends. Like we do them dirty, but we'll go support a stranger. That's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like that is crazy to me. But it happens.
Yeah, I see that, man. Like COVID-19, man, this affected everybody. No one's seen it coming. Some people seen it coming, but I'm not gonna speak on that. But this affected everything. It affected people graduations. People had babies in the season. People that were getting married, businesses, and you're a business owner. So tell me how you had to operate through that.
Like what it did, it just shared a light, like how bad everything is financially in people's lives. It showed everybody that doesn't save money. It showed everybody that does save money. It showed what people could do better, like within their business itself. It showed what businesses care about people. It showed how selfish people was. Like when you just think of the grocery stores, like when COVID-19 hit, I mean, the first thing I can remember, like obviously I remember everything from COVID so far because it's so fresh, but the biggest thing still resonates with me is you couldn't get toilet paper and paper towels.
Bro, I was like, we're so programmed. How do you, even through a hurricane, that's the main thing that you need because you stuck in the house, literally.
So I was like, people are buying this, but they leaving food? I was like, yo, these people are crazy. But I thought it was just a Florida thing. I was like, yeah, it's just probably Florida because everybody in Florida's dumb. You know what I'm saying? No, like, I just thought it was a Florida situation, man, like just programmed, people paying attention to what they see on TV or whatever. And then when I seen it was like a worldwide thing, I was like, yo, everybody's taking all the toilet paper. So I didn't freak out. But I told my wife, I was like, yo, we might need to go get some toilet paper, man. These people out here tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, so COVID-19 was crazy, though, man. Like, it shut us down for like 2.5 months. So no haircuts. Like, barbershop was closed, So I was good financially, but it sucked, man, because, like, all the money that I was able to save, like, hard working or whatever, I had to spend on, like, I mean, you would have paid your rent anyway and stuff like that, but I had to spend it on like stuff like that without not bringing in no new money. So that sucked. Like it was that hurt me, financially. It sucked, you know what I'm saying? And then just having to close down the shop, like especially with other guys within the business, you didn't know what their situation was financially. And it was like, ain't nothing really you can do to help, That sucked. And then the government, excuse me. The government didn't help like as much people as I thought they were gonna help. Like especially with like the unemployment. Like
People still waiting.
that is like the biggest disaster.
Yeah.
Known to mankind. Like, how is the unemployment system that bad? You know, and it just sucks. It just shows though, like how outdated how these programs are that we use, man. Like, stuff is so outdated. It's 2020, man. Like,
why are we still in those positions?
Come
like,
on, bro. Like, that should be like unemployment. You should be able to fill it out on your phone, and it should be so simple. Like, boom, 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 done. All right. If he gets approved, he gets approved. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. You know, like, and I blame it on like a lot of our people that make decisions. Yeah. You know, in our country, because they don't care. Like, they act like they care, but they don't. You know, they don't care. You know, they don't care about the average person, because the average person is just a number. You know, but that average person, like, bro, he got a family. He got kids at the house. He got, you know, he needs that like financial like push, but it is what it is. Like, it's one of those things that you can't control. But yeah, it's a changing experience, man. Like, barbering is gonna be different forever. I don't think it'll ever like jump back and be the same. You know, like I definitely think it's gonna be different. But it is what it is. You know, the beauty of it is being able to adapt. And if you can adapt, you can overcome any situation, no matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's gonna be good.
I think I was thinking this a few minutes ago, but I was like, man, instead of waiting, why not learn how to adapt? Why not learn how to progress? Why not learn how to adjust to the new system? Because believe it or not, when COVID-19 hit, everybody was waiting for it to pass by. Like, everybody was waiting for that time where, like, okay, we go back to normal. It's what's today? July. We're in July. It's still going on, and nothing's changing. So it's like, man, we are going to have to learn how to adapt.
This is the new normal.
Come on, like it's something that we have to learn how to go through, and it's no more excuses, no more, oh man, you know, I'm not making money, so that we literally have to find ways to get up on that level. We literally have to find ways to bring ourselves to that point where we picture ourselves to be. Just because a pandemic happened, that doesn't stop me from becoming the best I can be. You know. So. Yep,
very true. I couldn't disagree with you. You know, it is what it is. This is a rough time for us.
Oh, I'm saying. So what have you been doing with your downtime? Yeah.
I've been mastering my craft. You know, like, I'm an inspiring filmmaker. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like something I definitely could see myself doing after, like, I put the clippers down. Like, I really want to shoot documentaries, man. Like, that's like my end goal. I want to be a documentary filmmaker. I want to tell those stories that don't get told. Wow. You know, so I've been mastering my craft, like lighting, just understanding how light affects images.
We're talking about that, yeah.
You know, like, it's so fascinating to me how light, like, everything that we do in our life requires some type of light.
Yeah.
You know, and if you learn how to manipulate and master lighting, you could be great at a lot of different things, especially filmmaking, telling stories, because lighting helps you achieve certain moods. Like, there's certain times of the day to film certain things, you know, like, hey, let's wait for this type of lighting because this is going to give us the absolute beautiful results. You know what I'm saying? Like, just little stuff like that. And these are things that I didn't know before.
Right.
And then another thing, like, I've been learning the stock market, you know, like, just learning how to read the stock market. I took a stock market class, and like option trading, and just learning that financially, just learning how to like, you got pandemics like this, like, learning how to still stay afloat and make income with nobody being able to stop your income. And it's, you know, like, that's something I definitely could see myself doing, because I love it. I love the numbers part of it. I love the thrill. I love, like, being in the trade and then, like, going crazy mentally because I'm in that trade. Like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. I'm losing money. I'm losing money. Next thing you know, you made money. Then you sell. Like, I love that. Like, it feels like a sport to me, but it's still, like, calculated. You get to, you know, you get to follow trends, and you get to, like, be part of something that's bigger than an ideal. You know, like, this is opportunity to make money, obviously. So that was cool. And then just learning how to be, I guess, a better parent, you know, like, being at the house with the kids. Like, the kids been at the house for a while now, you know, like, other than just normal school routine. Like, I think school got cut out 2.5 months early.
Yeah.
So when you think of that, just learning how to be a better parent, man, like learning how to do homework better with kids, like learning how to communicate with the kids better, like just dictating their life as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they get to see a bigger side of it. They get to see what goes on, like when they're at school too, like during the regular days. So like all of that.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing now, like, is that you're telling me that you went and you figured out some other things that you can be good at. You know what I mean? And I grew up with the mindset of, man, I'm gonna grow up and become one thing, and that's not the case. You can be multiple things, and I want you to share like with some people, that some students or anybody in general that feel like, man, I feel like I could do multiple things, but I know my parents or people are expecting me to do one thing. What can you say on that?
Yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous. Like, man, you can be great at 10 different things. The way that you find out that you're great at something is you just go do it.
Wow.
Don't let nobody tell you can't do something. Somebody tells you can't do something, X them out of your life. Like, they still could be around, but like basically they don't believe in you in an area. Why would you want to be around somebody that don't believe in you? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
negativity.
Yeah, exactly. Negativity does not benefit you in no form or fashion. So it's one of those things, like, you could be great at anything that you want to do. You just got to try. And just because you suck at it within the first hour doesn't mean you're going to suck next month.
Of course, yeah.
You got to keep trying.
You
got to keep trying, and you just got to be a sponge. You got to be willing to, like, try new things. And me, filmmaking was something that I always wanted to do, so I just gave it the opportunity. I didn't just pick up random things like, I'm going to go do this.
Yeah.
No, I did things that I already enjoyed. That's like the approach I took. All right, what do I enjoy? I enjoy filmmaking. I enjoy the stock market. I enjoy building things as well. Like, I'm like very, very handy, and I'm like very, very like kind of artsy, I guess is the right word. I love like art, like, not when I say art, like you thinking paintings and stuff. I love that too, but that's not what I mean. Art, like just abstract. If somebody can make something out of metal, that intrigues me. If you can make something out of like pennies, that intrigues me.
Something different, something unusual.
Something just out of the ordinary and out of that box. Like, I love seeing that, and I just like being around things that are not expected, but they come out of nowhere. Yeah. It's like, whoa, I didn't expect that. Like, that's crazy. Like, I love that. So just do it. That's best advice I can give you. Just do it, man. Don't not try. Do it. And get a mentor too. Like, find somebody that is good at something that you are thinking about, and just pick their brain. That always helps too.
Yeah, getting the right people around you is really, it's the best thing that you can do for yourself. God knows where I would be if I didn't have the right people speaking to me. I didn't have the right people guiding me in my life. I wouldn't become the best I would be. I wouldn't be doing the things I'm doing now. Never that I thought I would be speaking or doing stuff like this. I never thought that. But when you got the right voices in your life, they direct the best path for you. One of my pastors say, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. And that's so profound. Like, the people that you place around you, bro, they're gonna, whatever direction you're going, they're gonna try to pull you. You know what I mean? So you're gonna have to learn and have that discernment of, man, what is the right path for me? What is the right people I need to place around my life? What is the steps I need to take to get to where I need to be? Because I don't want to be living the next 5 years or 10 years, be in the same place I was. That sucks. Like, come on now. But yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it another way. That's very true.
Yeah. Let's talk about racism. I know, we were talking about this like a few weeks ago on the phone, about racism. Of course, you've seen the protests. Of course, you've seen just time after time, a murder on a black man, a murder on Breonna Taylor. Can you speak on that real quick?
Racism is here. Like, I don't think it's never not been here. And I think just like people of color are just fed up.
Yeah.
Like with just race in general, like just not getting that fair opportunity that some of the other people might get. Racism's been around since, ever.
Forever.
You know, like I've experienced racism sometimes in my life too. Like me being biracial, half black, half white. I've been in situations where I'm not black enough, or I'm not white enough. I'm in between, so you know you just gotta get in where you fit in. But I never allowed that to bring me down. It's like, all right, you don't accept me, forget you.
Wow.
I'm gonna find the people that will.
Sure.
You know, and I did. And then once you become like, I guess, cool, those same people that written you off, they want you around now, because now it's like, yo, this dude is dope. You know, like, but nah, it wasn't a competition either, like where I'm gonna try to become dope and then try to get them to like me. I didn't care about that. Like, I'm just gonna fit in. Like, I don't care. Like, but the like racism, man, it's 2020, man. Like, you the stuff we're seeing now, it's been happening. It's just now it's getting captured on phones.
People are posting on social media like crazy.
It's just, I feel bad for like the police and like the racist people, because they don't get it. It's one of those things, like when you read the comments on like Facebook, Instagram, or like any social media platform, and it's coming from a person that's racist on the other side of the fence, like they'll be like, I don't understand why black people are blah blah, you know, whatever the case may be. Of course you don't understand it. You're not black.
Yeah.
You know, like you've never been walked in a grocery store and been followed because they might think you're gonna steal something. You've never been followed in the clothing store. You've never been this or that. And yes, do black people steal? Yes, black people steal. But white people steal?
Yeah.
Spanish people steal? That there's no color like on stealing. Stealing just comes from people that normally can't afford something and they want it. You know, there's no color on that. You know, there's people in all colors that can't afford, you know, a certain thing that steal it. So like following somebody around like a store is like, it's wrong, man. People get fed up, man. And then when you look at the killings or whatever, like black people dying, it sucks, man. Like to see, because when you see somebody get killed like live, and then you see these cops or whatever that have an opportunity to do the right thing, like not kill somebody, and they do because of their, like, maybe, what's the word? Their pride gets in the way, and then it allows them not to function and do their job properly. That's crazy. That can't keep happening. You know, we got to do better as one, man. Like, we'll never be one, but that's what people need to start seeing. We're one. Like, don't stop seeing black or white. And stop saying, like, I see this narrative all the time. You see it all the time. Like, black people kill black people. Of course they do.
Yeah.
White people kill white people. Spanish people kill Spanish people. Doesn't matter who kills who. Like, that was never the argument. The argument is what's wrong, and what's right is right. You know, don't pick and choose when you want to abide by the law.
Right.
You know, the law is like, hey, you should never choke nobody if they're not in a position to fight back.
Right.
You know, like, you seen the George Floyd thing. That was wrong. Like, the dude was on, like, face first. You know, like, there's no reason for a cop to have his thing in his knee. You know, especially when he was speaking, like, mama or whatever. That, come on, bro. Like, tighten up.
No.
Like, that stuff is like, when you see that, it's like, sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
You know, and then when you get people on the other side of the fence that try to justify it, it's like, bro, are you really arguing with that?
With
like,
that.
you're arguing. Did you watch the video?
Yeah.
Like, we're arguing about this, and then what you got to learn when you're a person of color, arguing with a person that might be racist, people that are racist. All right, let me rephrase. Let me step back a little. People that are not racist don't have to explain themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You just know. It's like you just know. You don't have to explain yourself if you're not racist.
Because your character shows.
Your character shows it.
Yeah.
But people that are racist are the ones that get defensive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not racist. I'm not blah blah. If you're not, why are you defending yourself like that? No, you know what I'm saying? It's not that serious. Like, you probably are. Mm-hmm. And yes, I think everybody has a form of racism in them. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody. No matter, you could be the purest thing on the planet. But you do, it's just, we need to learn how to look at what's right is what's right and what's wrong is what's wrong, man. Sure. Like, you'll never fix it, but I mean, people are listening now. People are fed up. I don't agree with everything that I see as far as like the protesting, but they've never listened to nothing else. So it's like, what are they going to listen to? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
I think the problem is that in 2020, we don't learn how to have a conversation. We don't learn how to talk to people that are different from us, because that's the issue. We need to start understanding some white people are not all white people are racist. I don't believe that. I feel like, yes, there's maybe a white people that need to, be educated, need to educate their kids right, for them not to just, you're in a society where you're learning how to balance yourself and then, another person from another race, and you're trying to just, frick.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Like, it starts at the house.
Yeah. That's
what it really is. It starts at the house, like your household dictates how your kid is going to be. Mm-hmm. Like, not all the time, because some kids grow up in racist houses and grow up not to be racist either. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, once they grow up and realize, like, yo, my parents was wrong. Yeah. Like, all the stuff they tried to brainwash in my head is not actual. Mm-hmm. This person is not that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, yeah, it starts in the household, man. We got to be better parents. Mm-hmm. You got to teach your kids, man. Stop being ugly. Nobody is raised to hate a certain color, because it's proven. We can take 3 kids to the park from different ethnicities, and they're all going to play with each other. Mm-hmm. It's what it is. They don't see color. They are taught that stuff later on in their life.
It's generational stuff, man. I feel like generation, you pass it on, and then you have your kids, because I don't feel like, that's the thing too. I feel like it's the parents. It's always, it starts like you said, it starts from the house, and you have to understand that it's so important with what's going on right now that you have to inform your kids. Yep. And you don't want your kid to be in that situation. You know what I mean? To disrespect or see someone differently. Mm-hmm. So,
I completely agree, brother.
Yeah, man. I feel like with police officers, we are giving too much authority to people that do not understand the law. Because we had a conversation about this the other day. I thought a police officer knows everything if he stops me. You know what I mean? He knows the law. The truth is, in the United States, that not all police officers are trained the right way. They have little training, and then you're basically, you can get set into the system to just be a police officer. Other countries, you got, like in Germany, all those other countries, you would have to go through a 2, 3 year, 4 year process to become a police officer. So it's a lack of training, lack of knowledge, and we're just giving people authority. So what can you say to that to those police officers that are abusing their authority in the wrong way?
I absolutely believe half of it is undertrained and not knowing the law. Mm-hmm. And pride too. Like, pride is a big one. Yeah. Because you see it all the time. Like, when these guys are being recorded, like how they get when they're being recorded, they're itching for a way to like use their power, and I just think I would go on the record and say 85% of the police officers in America don't know their laws. Mm-hmm. Like, the reason being, they don't have to know them to get their qualification. They got what, 840 hours of training is what they do. I think when you when you look at it, it's like 840 hours of training to become a police officer. And like a 21-week program, and then you're requiring lawyers to go to school like 8 years to become a lawyer. It's crazy. Like, how is a police officer gonna practice the laws that the lawyers are defending us from in 21 weeks, and then this lawyer's got to go to school for 8 years? There's no way in hell. Excuse my language, but there's no way he's going to learn the law with learning how to use a police car, with learning how to fire a gun, with learning how to properly arrest somebody, with learning how to, like, use the systems within the not in the military, police force. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a big area. I think the police force is set up for failure whatsoever. I just think they made it so easy to become a cop. That's why you got all these wrong people that are cops.
Problem is accountability too. You got a partner that's racist he's about to make a wrong decision for you. Yeah. You being being on his side.
That's a big thing. Yeah. Cops are allowing other cops to be bad cops. And it sucks. It's a gray area, though, too, because I understand where they're coming from because I was in the military. It's like you protect your brother at all costs, but I can't protect my brother if it's like this, man. Like, I don't want to be part of something like this. Like, I'll lose my job to save somebody's life. Like, if I sworn an oath to be a police officer to protect and serve, and if I have to stop you from killing somebody and it does save his life, but I get fired for it,
it's worth it.
That was the best fire I ever got in my life because I saved his life. Like, I'll write a book. I'll write a story on, like, what happened. But that's the problem, man. Like, we live in situations, man, where, like, that's not reality, man. Yeah. Like, and it's wrong. Like, we got to do better job. They got to have a little bit better accountability. Hopefully they do. Hopefully this stuff does shake up enough where the accountability starts to become better. But we'll find out in a few years because it's not going to be no big overnight thing. It's just we'll find out. Yeah. Are cops going to start doing the right thing, man? Like, use your moral conscience sometimes be above law because the laws give you so much flexibility where you could kill somebody and still beat it because of how the law was written versus I don't have to kill him, so I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Like, and I'm not even saying this with, like, forget, like, the black person. I'm just saying in general, like, I think the biggest thing with the black community is we're seeing this stuff live. That's what hurts the most. It resonates with us because it's live. It just needs to stop because I'm pretty sure, like, other races get killed as well. It's just probably not being recorded, or it doesn't go viral. And I do believe there's agenda stuff too. Like, the media is a scary place, man. Like, the media, they dictate so much. So there's so much stuff that we don't get to see. We don't get to see the positive of what cops do. Even like when you look at all this rioting and all this, they didn't show none of these cops that was actually kneeling with people, standing with people. They didn't show none of that, and that just shows you they want to push the narrative. They don't want to
portray the ugly thing.
They want to portray the bad because there's great cops out there, man. I got friends that are cops, man. Like, I do, and I truly feel bad for them in this situation too because they got to live through this too. It's just a bad time to be a cop.
Come on.
But hold everybody accountable.
Come on.
Lose your job.
Yeah.
If it's worth it, like, if it's worth saving somebody's life, it's not worth you to have that job anyway. If that's how they was gonna treat that life, 'cause they would have did that to you if that was you. That's how you should look at it. That if that would have been you in his place, they would have did it to you.
Come on.
So what makes you different? Different. You just because you're a cop, they would have did it to you.
I think the best opportunity as a cop is just to, change the narrative, change the game, set the tone for others, set the tone for your fellow police officers, that you're working with. You know what I mean? I don't think anything's going to change unless people are stepping up and they're speaking on it. White people need to step up. When you see, I love seeing on Instagram, like, you'll see white people talking to other white people like, yo, like, that's wrong. You know what I mean? That's bad. You know what I mean? Seeing that's where we see change. we're never gonna see change if we don't get to the point where we're understanding, having that conversation, seeing eye to eye of what my other, because we're all human. At the end of the day, we can have different. God made us differently.
Yep.
You know, so we need to start understanding each other, seeing the culture, our culturally different values and everything. So
I agree completely.
Yeah.
A lot of things need to change. Hopefully it does, and we'll find out. You know, like the future will tell us if things are going to change, basically.
I love what I see now. Like, it's been a big movement. You see so many beautiful protests. Like, even Nickelodeon. Like, you would never think Nickelodeon will do like a all black contribute or anything like that with kids watching. Like, that just shows like things are changing.
I think too, like a lot of that stuff too. I mean, I don't want to like look bad on it, but I think they have to.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But the problem is, to me, a lot of people aren't authentic. It's fake. They're just doing it because they have to.
They have to, because they're gonna look bad if they don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you'll find out who actually really meant it. Just keep paying attention. You know, like you'll see. You'll see, like just cause you give money and all of this stuff too. Like, even like look at all these companies that donated money. Where's that money at? Who gets it? Like, where's it at?
Where's it benefiting?
Yeah, like you see, oh, this going to this charity. It's going to this charity. Who owns the charity? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, show me where the money went. Like, and then I'll be like, all right, that was awesome. Not the person that donated, the persons that's receiving it.
Yeah.
You know, like the person that donated did what they were supposed to do. You know, they donated, but now show me where this money is going to programs that's going to help, you know, kids of color, you know, get better opportunities, you know, put out youth programs, put out, you know, opportunities to get better educated, you know, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing too. Hold everybody accountable. Everybody should be held accountable right now at this time. This is your opportunity. Hold people accountable, and I'm not saying in a racial way. I'm just saying hold everybody accountable in everything.
Yeah.
You know, like if somebody says something, hey, do it.
Come on.
You know, do it. You know what I'm saying? Just don't talk about it. Do it.
Bro, come on. I feel like that's what I'm saying. Like, we keep our silence. That's going to change. We speak up. Even if we don't think it's going to be the right thing to say, it's still good to speak up.
Yeah.
You mean speak to what's wrong. You see something. I'm tired of people like saying, yo, like, what can I say? What can I do? That? You got a voice.
You can say whatever you want.
Say whatever you want. In your field, you don't have to become a speaker to go, you know, speak to different people.
Yeah,
wherever you at, start there. You work at McDonald's, go encourage people, you know what I'm saying? Show love, do what you got to do to change that. But I feel like wherever setting that you are, that you can change that area with your influence, because everybody has some type of influence. You may have influence on 5 people or whatever. Influence those 5 people, and you'll start seeing things change. But at the end of the day, we can continue to say, you know what, I'm gonna be silent, then that's a problem.
That's true.
So, what other ways where we can get through this? How can we get to a better or healthier environment for our kids? Just in general, understanding people.
Communication.
Come on, yeah.
That's the only way you can get better at certain things is communication.
Yeah.
Educate yourself as much as possible. Find out what's real and what's not, and don't get caught up believing everything that you hear. Do your own research. You know, don't. Right now is not a time to like, yo, just believe something. No, man. Like, do your own research, man, because there's a lot of people out there that are not good, that don't support you like you think they do. You know, do your own research and teach as much as you can. Educate. That's it. That's all you really can do right now at this time.
I believe when you start becoming the best version of yourself, bro, and like that's gonna change everything. I believe that. Like, I don't care who you are. Like, man, keep working on yourself. Keep investing to yourself. You're gonna start seeing your environment change. You're gonna start seeing the spaces that you are changing because you're in it. Because this world, like, it's you know, you're valuable to this world. Not everybody's like. I know some people be like, oh, man, I got nothing to contribute or I got nothing to add on. But everybody does. Even if it's a little thing. Your thing matters. So, man, Junior, I'm grateful that we got to talk about this, like, just bring clarity to these situations that have been going on. Man, I feel like this conversation is going to bless somebody. It's going to speak to someone that needs to hear, that has to understand some things, you know what I mean, that have the eyes opened up to do what they got to do to make this environment, our world, better. So I'm grateful to have you on here.
Thank you, man. I really love the opportunity, man. Like I told you before, man, just keep doing what you're doing and stay positive and just tunnel vision, baby.
Of course, man.
Hey, can't nobody stop you now. The ball is in your court. Just keep dribbling.
Appreciate it, bro.